I remember when I first got into 3D printing, I had so many plans. I planned to print musical things, toys, tools, artistic stuff, and crazy things that even at the time I just couldn't even dream up. But you know what? It's those big things that still blow my mind. So I thought today I'd show you 9 of my favorite big prints. And I won't bore you with a lot of details, but no, all of them took a really long time to print. Some of them nearly a week, but so worth it. Well, first up, there's this Space Explorer couple, and this is actually one of the most recent things I've printed. STLFlix put this out, and when I saw it, I just absolutely thought, this is perfect. My wife would love it. It did take a good long while on a number of different printers. I think it took somewhere in the neighborhood of about 3 days, but it was really cool to watch it as it was growing and building. It's just really a cool, neat, big, and complicated print. Well, one of the neatest things we get to do on 3D printers is printing print-in-place things. And along with that, dragons are probably up there as one of the favorites. This Quartz dragon absolutely fits the bill for both of those. Mystic Mesh 3D put this out a while back. Articulated Quartz Dragon is the name of it. And you've got a baby one, you've got a big one, mom, dad, whatever, but they just turned out phenomenal. The filament that I was able to use on this made it just look more earth tony. I know it's Quartz Dragon, but I just really liked it. I thought this would look cool, and I'm real happy with the way it turned out. Well, speaking of dragons, this epic articulated dragon that STLFlix put out a while back is really awesome and big.
So, dragons. Big dragon problem.
It's still in pieces because I plan to try my hand at airbrushing this at some point. The tail moves, the head moves, it just looks incredible. The detail is awesome. For now, it looks great in white. Eventually, I'll have it all colored up, and at some point, I'm sure I'll let you know how that looks too. Well, for Halloween a while back, this guy, FatherLicorice, put out these Ghosties, and while they were supposed to be kind of small, I opted to just really blow it up. My wife takes a lot of these prints to school and shows them off to the kids, so making one in a way larger than normal size was just the thing to do, and the kids have absolutely loved it. She pulled it out again this last Halloween, and again, big hit. This Spiderman headset stand that you can put your headset on to store them and make it look really cool, it turned out wonderful. But I will show you one thing. This is what happens when you don't pay attention and you kind of forget that you've got a print going, so be careful with that. Spider-Man's not supposed to have hair. I may clean that up and maybe use the inside as a candy dish or something. Well, recently we got to hang out for a couple of hours with some family from out of state, and I took some 3D prints with me, and can't just show them little things. I decided to give them a little bit of a hand, but maybe I'd just give them 2 hands. These oversized hands were scanned in by the actual artist himself. In the 3 hours we were hanging out with family, I bet that there wasn't more than 5 minutes that these weren't touched, and that whole time somebody constantly was messing with them. Now I will say, they are very lifelike. My daughter, while she loves how incredible they are, my daughter has a little bit of a problem that you can kind of see under the thumbnails a little bit, and she just really didn't like that. It was really weird. They turned out great. I'm not really sure exactly what I want to do with this. He only gives you 1 hand, so I inverted it on the build plate and printed it the same way. Inverted, mirrored, mirrored, yeah. So, but I ended up with 2, and there's got to be something I can do with this. Well, from big hands to big snowman, 3D Printing puts out a lot of stuff, and if you haven't seen his YouTube videos and all of the prints that he puts out, you need to check it out. Everything moves here. You can kind of adjust how they look, kind of let it kind of give you a little bit of a look there, but they are so much fun. My wife absolutely adores this. She leaves it out all the time, so it's not just for Christmas. And one of the great things that 3D Printing has done is he has put out some add-on stuff. So there's things for Halloween, there's things for different holidays like that. So be sure to check that one out. This is called the Rocket with Boosters, and it's by 3DP Mom. Now, it looks like a great print, and I did scale it up a little bit because I wanted to make it a little bit bigger, and it's all printed in place the way it looks right there. But along with that being printed in place is the boosters. So check this out. They go in and out. It's just an incredible print. Kids, adults, everybody love it, just the way it looks. Well, the filament was my wife's choice, and this is a muted blue and a muted red, and they're by Polymakers, so check those out. I think it just helps to give this whole thing just a great look. Well, I know that this isn't the biggest print you've seen me show off to you today. This is the Whomp Squadron and Launcher put out by LoboCNC, and it's been out for a while. But this is, as far as Stomp rockets or Whomp rockets, whatever you want to call it, as they go, this is one of the best designs, all in different pieces. You just put it together and they just work. The little rocket pops off right there. Oops. You do things like that, you're supposed to play with it outside.
That was a mistake!
But I couldn't just leave it there. I had to do something a little bit bigger, and all I did was scale it up. I better not do that here, but believe it or not, this actually works great. I was able to get this to go up to about 20-30 feet when I first printed this out. Just the fact that it actually works at this scale was just phenomenal. But I have to step it up just a little bit more.
Do what you have to do, I understand, really.
At the same time, I decided to go ahead and print out this rocket as well. And as you can see, it kind of looks like the same thing. Unfortunately, I made some errors in physics, and I was never able to get it off the ground. I used an air compressor, I used all sorts of different things, tried whatever I could do. It didn't turn out looking as pretty as I wanted because the seams, you can see where I printed out each section. But the nose cone and the fins, everything turned out great. I just wish I could have gotten it to fly. And I do plan on cleaning it up some point, maybe hang it from the ceiling, but this is what you can do when you scale up. Well, I know that some of these prints, maybe a lot of them are just plain silly, but hey, I had fun. I'll have links to every single print in the description below. Which one was your favorite? Let us know in the comments. I actually like these big hands a lot, but probably most proud of my big rocket over here, even though we never got off the ground. If you have a big print you'd like to add, well, drop a link in the comments below. Let's help each other have big fun with 3D printing as we learn, create, and amaze.